Let's talk about this developing story now, bringing in a retired Commissioner of Police, Samuel Adetuyi. He joins us from Akure, Ondo State. Thank you very much for joining us at this time. Well, this phase of investigation, revealing the alleged masterminds of the Owo attack, it's been called a breakthrough. How do you see it?
Well, thank you for inviting me on this program. And I'm happy about that development. That shows that, after all, the security architecture in Nigeria is still working, although maybe not at its best, but it is still working. It's quite heartwarming. I'm happy about it.
And only a few weeks ago, shortly after the June the 5th attack in Owo, Amotekun had also, told journalists about its recent arrests, alleging or saying that some of those it arrested were possibly the masterminds of the attack in Owo. And now we are seeing this. Do you think there is a connection somehow?
Well, in the process of investigation, various people can be arrested. The police have the power, the investigations have the power of that. But the most important thing is to quickly sort out the situation to determine who, out of all these, actually is responsible for the offense. For me as a person, this is where I depart from all that is being done. All this process of showcasing police investigation or military investigation is a new dimension in police investigation generally. In our own time, you don't give information about what you are doing until you are certain and until you have made almost at the final point of investigation before you start to talk about information, about what you have been doing. The danger in all of this is that it can derail police investigation. It can make the investigation less successful, and you must appreciate the fact that arrest is just a part of dealing with the criminals. The most important aspect of it is the prosecution. And when so much facts are given out, there are lawyers who are already waiting to pick holes in some of these things that have been done. And that is why you find in sometimes prosecution of cases of this nature, even after a very tedious and very successful investigation, might be very, very difficult because loopholes have been created and the defense can cash on it, making it difficult for the prosecution to be able to have a successful day. To me, there is no need for grandstanding about what has been done. The most important aspect is to get criminals out of our system.
Right, and
not to grandstand.
Right, and that brings me to another question, though you've raised a vital point from your end. But it appears the police and other regular security forces are overwhelmed in combating crimes of this nature and general crimes, generally keeping people safe. And so Amotekun has come in Ondo State. They're said to be making progress. What do you make about, the innovation of Amotekun and the incapacity of the police and other security forces, which has also, enabled the clamor for state police?
Well, I mean, for me, I was in the police for 35 years, and I know that what is essential about policing is to give adequate capacity for the police to do their job. You and I know that today, even criminals know that the capacity of the police in delivering has been grossly incapacitated. And when the police do not have capacity to do their job, then of course, you see some of these things that are happening. Government has to really take a decision to say we must have a good police force. But to answer your question about Amotekun, of course, Nigeria is a federation. And one of the features of federation is devolution of powers, devolution of all activities within the federation between the federal government and the federating units. So within this context, Amotekun as a policing outfit for the state is necessary. I mean, it's not something that has to be debated, because we must have various levels of policing to ensure that each one is doing his best, and then when they fit into each other, you have a formidable force. But one important thing which I must stress is that policing in Nigeria is still along analog manner. A set of policemen out on the road everywhere, they say, come open your boot, they stop a car, come open. Does that happen in developed countries? No. We are in a technology age. Technology-driven approaches is what is still largely missing in the architecture of policing in Nigeria. And whether you have a state police, a town police, even a street police, if they are not given the capacity to do their job, then of course we will be making motions without movement.
All right then.
Today, all over the world, you know, there are scanners, there are various equipments that will not put the police in contact with the criminals, and yet the criminals will be apprehended. But more importantly, one other problem that Nigeria has, if you and I know the level of lawlessness, level of recklessness, level of indiscipline in the society, in a society like this, how can you be talking?
We've been speaking with retired Commissioner of Police Samuel Adetuyi. If you can still hear me, we thank you very much for making those vital points. The retired CP joined us from Akure, and there will be more on TVC Midday News after this break. Please stay with us.